Albert Einstein said that everything is energy and that's all there is to it. If you can match the frequency of the reality that you want, then you cannot help but get that reality. He said, this is not philosophy, this is physics. You know, when I got mentored by Bob Proctor and I started to look at everything in this universe in terms of vibrations and frequencies, my life has never been the same again. Because I know if I want a new watch, if I want a new car, if I want new clients, if I want more money, it already exists. It's just on a different frequency. All I have to do, all you have to do is match the frequency of the reality that you want. And that's when the magic happens. Do you know when you match the frequency of anything, you become one with it? You attract everything that is on that frequency. So I'll give you an example. When you've seen the thumbnail for this video or wherever you've seen it, you've clicked on it, you have actually clicked onto a frequency. If you would have clicked onto a different video, you could not listen to my voice right now because you are not on that frequency. Your iPhone or your Samsung, whatever phone you use, it has a frequency. The mobile number is just a frequency. If you ring someone and you're in the UK and they're in Australia, no matter where they are in the world, you can speak to them by calling them, but that is just a frequency. So I want you to really think about what is it that you want. Stop thinking that you've got to struggle for it. You've got to do what Albert Einstein said, and you've just got to match the frequency of the reality that you want. So if you want to earn £100,000 a month, it already exists. You've just got to get onto the same frequency as it. If you want a new holiday home, it already exists. You've just got to match the frequency. Once you match the frequency, you begin to move towards that. And also that, whatever it is that you want, begins to move towards you. So how do we match the frequency? How do we become a vibrational match for what it is that we want? It's all to do with what we think about. Every thought that you have is a frequency. If you're having thoughts of, I'm not able to do that, that's a frequency that you've just radiated out into the universe, and the universe goes, okay, he's not able to do it, so we're not going to give it him. So you've really got to control your thoughts. Your thoughts trigger your feelings trigger your actions, and your actions produce your results. So when you see that new car, when you see that new house, stop thinking that you've got to hustle and grind and start thinking, okay, that house is just a frequency. And all I've got to do is match the frequency that that house is on, and I'm going to attract it. You match the frequency by filling your mind with it. You've got to be thinking about it. You've got to become obsessed with it. Okay. If you want a new Lamborghini or you want £1 million in your bank, then you've got to start thinking, I am going to have £1 million in my bank. That thought is a frequency. You're radiating that new thought into the universe, and then you start attracting the people, the business ideas, the clients, whatever you need to make that thought a reality. Your thinking is very powerful. You know, I'm in conversation sometimes with people and they talk about how powerful, cars are or these big buildings that they're building in Saudi Arabia. They're not as powerful as the thought that created it. Everything that you see materialistically all started with a person's thought. It all started with their imagination. Okay. So stop looking at the outside world and thinking, this car. Just look at it like that car. I would love it. It's on a frequency. How can I match the frequency of it? I start thinking about it. I start affirming, I'm so happy and grateful now that that car is on the way to me right now. That thought is a frequency. And once your subconscious mind accepts that thought, you are going to attract everything that you need. You know, when things are really, really going well and you're attracting everything, life is easy. Life should not be a struggle. When you're struggling, when you're stressed, you're working against the law. You're in a disharmonious vibration. When things are going well, when you're one with what you want, everything feels easy. Work just gets done. The clients just show up. And that's how it should be, because we are not hustling. We are not grinding. We're just becoming a vibrational match for what we want. Our subconscious mind controls our vibration. But how do we change our vibration? In other words, how do we change the frequency that we're radiating to the universe? We do it by our thinking, because what we think is impressed upon our subconscious mind. So if we're thinking life is hard, that's the frequency that you're radiating into the universe, and you're going to attract people and conditions that make your life hard. When you start affirming that life is easy and clients are always flowing to me in abundance, The universe is going to make sure that you attract people and conditions to make your life easy and to make clients show up with ease and in abundance. Look, you can do this, but you've really got to control your thinking. Okay. If you want help and support, go and book a one-to-one call with me. If you're on the edge, I want a better life or I don't really care, save the call for someone else, right? My calendar's very busy, but I also want to make sure that you feel supported. And on that call, I will show you how to go from the frequency that you're on to the frequency that you want to be on. And that's when you're going to attract everything with ease. Make sure you control your thinking. If you feel 100% confident that you can go ahead and do this on your own, by all means. When I was broke, when my ex-partner was paying the rent and I couldn't take my children on holiday, I didn't feel confident that I could do it on my own. I'd been trying for 6 years and nothing changed. So I decided to book a call with a guy that later became my mentor. And ever since that call, my life has never been the same again. But if you don't feel confident enough to go ahead on your own, go to the link in the description, book that call, and I will absolutely help you transform your life.